Hi everybody, it's Carl Emberson here live from Punta Mita. Nice to see you all today again on our checking in with Carl Emberson. Today we have a good friend from all the way from England, a POM, which is always interesting for an Aussie to talk to a POM. His name is Matt Sykes and is the International Director for Marketing for Tequila Patron, a great partner of Punta Mita. And we've been working with for a number of years now, so I'm looking forward to him to checking in with us. He should be coming in any moment now. Matt, can you hear me there? I want you to come in and have a tequila with me. So I got my margarita here ready. I'm having a drink while I wait for you. Hopefully you can make it in. Is he there? I'll show you some photos of where Matt and I were in Hacienda de Patron not long ago. Matt, you just have to make a request to get in here with me, mate, and we can get away and share with the world what you've got for us from Tequila Patron. Show you some more photos there of beautiful Hacienda Patron, which we went to choose the beautiful tequila that we selected for our 20th anniversary last year. I've got the bottle here behind me, which I'll show you if you can just show that there, Pedro. And hopefully Matt's got to get on there. Matt, you just have to make a request, big boy, and we're going live with you. We're waiting for you. Here we are from Punta Mita. I'm sure he's not in there. Could I see that check? Just checking if Matt's here on with us today. Matt Sykes, not on there yet. Matt, get on, brother. Okay, let me show you the bottle I've got here just behind me. Come on, go ahead. It's a beautiful bottle that we did for the 20th anniversary of Punta Mita. We went up there with our friend John McIntyre, and last year with Pedro and the team. We spent 2 days tasting. There he is. We've got Matt there. Max Sykes. This is Matt Sykes there. He's there. Okay, we got it. Matty, you're in with us, so thank you for doing that. We're just going to find you here while I... Matt Sykes. There he is. Gotcha, Matt. Look at that beautiful bottle of tequila. Now we're going to get your face. Should be coming on soon, any moment. Hey, Matt.
Hey, hi. How you doing, Carl?
How are you, mate? Good to have you here with us. I was
Thank
just
you.
making some time while you connected and showing the people of this beautiful bottle of Barrel Select that we did not so long ago.
Great choice. Fantastic liquid.
Anyway, I introduced you already. This is Matt from Tequila Patron, International Marketing Director. Good to have you with us here, Matt, on this Instagram Live. Just checking within you, mate. How are you?
Yeah, thanks. Great to catch up with you. Would love to see you in person. It's times have changed somewhat since we last saw each other, but yeah, keeping spirits up. Yeah, great to be in to see you.
Great, mate. Tell me a little bit about, I mentioned there before you hooked in our relationship with Patron, and I've seen Patron's done some wonderful work, in supporting the industry. Tell me a little bit more about what they did in the US or even in Mexico to support the people or the industry people in need.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously, it's been a torrid time for the hospitality industry around the world, and we as a brand and actually as a wider Bacardi business have looked to act as swiftly as we can to support those in need. And that's been in the US, in Mexico, across Europe, and wherever we can, we're looking to try and support those in hospitality, some of which have lost their income overnight, who are facing some hardship. And so what we're trying to do is to support the individuals, support those people now without income, support the families where we can, and also our customers through a really tough, unprecedented time. And we're doing that through in investments, so money directly to individuals. We're supporting services, food. where necessary. We're doing food drops for individuals as well. So it's a really broad program. It's called Raise Your Spirits, that we're doing it globally around the world. And it's a great initiative showing a lot about the way Bacardi is trying to support not only our own people, but also those across the industry.
Sure, fantastic, mate. And that was great to see. And actually, it inspired. I saw that when Bacardi and Patron started that in the US. It sort of inspired me on the ground here to make sure at a community level we're doing what a lot of things here as well. I think everybody at their own levels can do something to help our neighbours. And I'm sure in England, I can only imagine England's now the hardest hit at the moment. It's in Europe, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think it has obviously terrible situation, the loss of life, and also the kind of interruption across the board. So we're here down in lockdown. We have been for some time. But what I think is amazing is if I look around, we're ever connected online. You and I personally, but also across the industry, and it's been astounding to see the positivity coming from those in pretty difficult situations. It's been quite phenomenal.
You're dead right, and probably changing the beat a little bit, you and I, on this. Let's look forward. What do you think? I read a recent interview. I think Adrian Parker did on talking about home consumption. What's the theory? What's that trend going forward? What do you see about what's happening there?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting is in times like this, again, unprecedented, but there's been, an accelerant towards consumers seeking out information about, creating drinks at home, which has been really interesting. We work with Difford's Guides on a global level, one of the best websites, most credible, and they have seen the traffic 5-6-fold in the last month or so.
Wow.
And a lot of that is consumers want to understand, how do we create those magic moments, those moments that matter at home. And what they're doing is, honestly, Carl, they're also looking towards brands they trust. Patron, as an example, across the Bacardi portfolio, we're blessed with brands that consumers are very loyal to. And I think at these times, consumers are looking to create those moments with brands they trust, and quality is key. But they're also looking for advice. They're looking out actually to bartenders, to friends, to learn more, and I think that's only going to get bigger and bigger over time.
I'm sure. Actually, you give me a great idea. I'd love to do a session with one of your award-winning mixologists here in an Instagram Live in the next couple of weeks, and we can show our followers a couple of good cocktails, and I think that'd be wonderful to do.
Yeah, and that's one of the things actually, Carl, is that again, we're very lucky to have a community of bartenders that we've worked with over some period of time, and it's an opportunity for us to support them. But they've been fabulous in the way that they've really funneled their creativity, the opportunity online and through digital to reach a bigger audience. And I think it's only for the benefit of consumers, really. They kind of open the lid on their expertise and shown them that they can recreate some of their magic for themselves.
Yeah, great, mate. Listen, it looks like you need a bit of a suntan when I compare your skin with mine. And I look at these photos in the Hacienda. Tell me about some memories you have of Punta Mita.
Yeah, I'm in a magical place. You're talking about blessed, but you have an environment where, nature is to the fore. It's a tranquil, amazing spot, and so many parallels to, you talk about the Hacienda. So our home in Guadalajara in the state of Jalisco in Mexico, the home of Patron, we have amazing people there. So there's 1,600 people who work there. You met some of them. And we're a real family. And I've got to say, one thing is, you ask about what we've been doing, is that being that family, there's been a huge amount of support from within the Hacienda, from the team in Mexico to all the employees who work there. And so, I can't list them all now, but there've been so many different ways that they've supported their families and them as individuals. And you know what? I see huge parallels with what you have in Punta Mita, Carl. If you know the people I've met, the people around you who create the experience, and I think that's what makes it so special. For you, you have this beautiful, glorious setting, but what makes it for me are the people that work there, the welcome that they give to everyone who visits.
Oh, definitely. That's one of the magic ingredients, let's say, that this part of the world, Mexico, has. And I experienced it up at the hacienda when we were there last year. As you can see, I have a great collection of photos from that visit, which we are sharing with everybody. And I'd just like to switch to golf. How's your game of golf, Matt, at the moment?
Well, I tell you what, I've been sharpening up the putting. That's
Okay,
about
you
it
think
at the
a lot of
moment.
in-house putting?
A lot of house putting, and I must admit that it's been I've been going through the reruns just to try and watch some of the golf that's been played over the last few years. But it'll be great to get out there. Obviously, what's important right now, and I think I've got to say, Carl, again, you and the team have been watching the feed through Punta Mita and a lot of content you've been sharing. You know, stay home at the moment, be safe, do the right thing, and that's something that you know we're making sure we do. But when the time comes, what I also see is whether it be golf, socializing, you know, people you know bounce back for the trade and the community.
Sure, man. Yeah, that goes without saying. I think that's something. What are your thoughts on? You travel around the world a lot. What are your thoughts on the hospitality business or the bar business? What things you see might change a little bit going forward?
I mean, it's difficult to speculate on what may happen over the next few months in terms of the restrictions, but I would say with confidence in the medium term, you know, there are going to be challenges for us, I think, as an industry, a hospitality industry, but I also see opportunity. And so for me, that connection with individuals who can take that experience they have in the on-trade, you know, in Punta Mita, but to recreate at home, I think there's something really exciting. And you know, you talk about the collaboration that we made with that amazing Barrel Select liquid. That's one example of where I believe, and keep me honest here, but you know, visitors, your residents can purchase that. They can take it home, and they can start to recreate some of that experience. And in some way, you know, hopefully we as a brand as well, through the drinks that we can create together, people get a chance to recreate some of that experience. But it's going to be tough. There is no doubt. And I think what's really important is that we come together as an industry, as partners, to help each other.
I could, and going back to that bottle which we've got up here on the screen, that's been an amazing feature in many of the beautiful homes in Punta Mita, when we had this idea to do the 20th anniversary. So you go to somebody's home and they're serving a Barrel Select Tequila Patron. It's just connects, you know, it keeps you connecting with the brand. And I think that's what we have to do in Punta Mita. You have to do as a luxury, leading luxury spirit brand that you are. I think I've in all these chats that I've learned, and I had one with the Irishman from the Four Seasons, it's about pivoting quickly. It's about our ability to move and change quickly and adapt to the new, whatever that may be, customer needs and wants and experiences, no?
I think you're right. And I think that the consumers have been on this journey. This is maybe an accelerant around people who want to find out more about the brands, about experiences, you know, being careful of where they invest their money, that they want to get a real feel for what it is that they're buying into. And I think whether it be Punta Mita as an experience for those who don't live but visit, you know, on holiday, or it be us as an alcohol brand, it's really interesting. I think consumers now, maybe with more of that time they have, is they're really looking into their purchasing. And I think it's going to really, you'll start to see where brands, where propositions of experience are doing well, are the ones that really understand what they deliver to consumers, what they deliver as an all-round experience. So again, I would say that whether it be Patron or Punta Mita, there's a great opportunity to hopefully reach more people.
Sure. And Towns, I'm sure you've seen, we've done, been doing, yesterday for Cinco De Mayo, we did, there's a good looking photo of you. You had a bit
hey,
more
slightly
sunshine.
more tanned as well. Not as white. Yeah,
look at me, mate. Look at that. I've got nothing left. Actually, my father-in-law cut my hair on Sunday. That's how dim things have got. So I was talking about, I forgot what I was talking about. I think I was going to, where was I going? I forgot now. You just sidetracked me with that good looking guy at the top. But anyway, yeah, I was just talking. Cinco de Mayo. Tell me, what did you do on Cinco de Mayo?
So, I mean, Cinco de Mayo is a really interesting, celebration. It's something that actually has grown phenomenally within the US. Now, obviously, it's not Mexican Independence Day. We know that, and I think what's really interesting for me, Carl, is that there's an appreciation. So I've been with the brand now 6 years, and if a consumer now, not just in the US but more broadly, would look at an event like that, they kind of assumed that it was Mexican Independence Day. Now, what we've been really careful and clear to do is to, and you'll see it around communications from many other brands, is that it isn't that. It's actually a specific battle that was won against the French, and so it's something that is has in the past maybe been misappropriated. But I think it's a great look. It's a great opportunity to have fun, to celebrate. I think all things Mexican, which I love. And then for me, what Mexico means is we talk about people. So community is just the heart of Mexico. Creativity, the artisans, not just through tequila, but the musicians, the artists, the writers that have come from Mexico.
The food, the chef.
The food. Wow. I mean, and, again, if I think about Punta Mita as an example, showcasing just the finest food you can get in Mexico. So I think all those things come together, and obviously you can't celebrate, Mexico without celebrating tequila and the best. And by the way, I haven't said, but cheers, my friend.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, cheers.
Sipping on a lovely reposado at the end of it.
The thing is, it's 6 o'clock for you, which is fine. It's midday for me.
They let Carl, as if it makes it easier, they always say it's 7 o'clock somewhere in the world. So
exactly.
But yeah, look, last night was a great opportunity to celebrate. From my perspective, if it showcases all the wonderful things about Mexico, the homeland of Patron, it can only be a good thing.
Good one, mate. And tell me, what about a little bit to understand from my end? Is consumption up, down? What are during a world crisis such as happening? Is it a sales up, down? What's happening with consumer sales or consumption?
Yeah, it's a good question, actually. As you can imagine, off-trade sales, and for those not in the industry, that would be where you're buying it from a supermarket or online. On-trade, that channel is where you go to a restaurant, to a bar, to an event. So off-trade sales have been really, really strong. And I mean, Adrian was quoted himself on the national press in the US that our sales from an off-channel have been very, very strong. Excuse me. That's the 6 o'clock reposado. So they've been really strong, and we've seen that across the categories. So not just with Patron, but across the industry. People are at home. They can't go out to their bars. They want to continue the experience at home, and actually, that's where they're also buying into brands they trust. And what's interesting is that they're willing to spend on quality, but what they're looking for, and we're seeing this through the data and through the insight, is that they're just looking for some of that inspiration from the brands as well. And so you were talking about an example is, and I'd love to do that, by the way. So Fully Committed will get a perfectionist onto a Zoom session, with your residents, with anyone who's following Punta Mita, right? Happy to
do that.
to contribute. And that's where brands can also add some value, because it's difficult we can't go into the homes physically for good reason of the consumers, but how do we help our loyal fans to enjoy the drink a little bit more? So look, sales are very, very strong. Evidently in the on-trade, it's been hardest hit, but there's also some really interesting things, Carl, that are being done around the world with our brands and others. I'll give you an example. Li Tong won the Global Patron Perfectionist 3 years ago. She's an amazing bartender from Guangzhou in China. Now, she has created, with the bar group she works with, key sites around China, a pre-batched cocktail with Patron. It's Dancing Bees. It's the, look at that beautiful bartender there, right behind the bar, the Hacienda. One of the finest bartenders to ever walk behind the bar, I've got to say. But so she has created this liquid in a glorious bottle. And what it does is it gives the opportunity for consumers, people who would have come into her bar to enjoy that drink first hand, to take it home, enjoy it at home. So in some way, they continue the experience they've got with us as a brand and with her as a bartender.
Amazing, mate. There's in the photo back there, we've got John McIntyre, our director of golf, who helped us helped us select the barrel select. And mate, we're around about 20 minutes, which is what the time I normally do these checking in programs. And great talking to you, mate. I hope the family's well. I see the kids, you're with the kids, and the family.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, there was a little bit of a freeze there, Carl, but I got most of that.
Okay, mate. Anyway, I think before we lose connection, a big thank you. Stay well. And
thank you very much.
Touch, buddy.
Thank you. Take care, Carl. Take care, everyone else. Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.